Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a new vlog. This is going to be the third and final part in my TBR recommendation video. Also, I am in my pajamas and repping my new publisher's shirt they sent me. Check them out. It's Lake Country Press. I know it's in fancy script. Also, it's backwards for me, so I'm hoping it's not backwards for you. Anyway, yeah, so long story short, I don't think I brought this up on YouTube, but my old publisher, they're both indie publishers. My old indie publisher closed, but luckily one of the authors that was with that publisher had already kind of left and branched out with this publishing company, and she very kindly offered to have me on. So I am currently in the process of redoing line edits for my book, so I can, because technically my book is now unpublished, so I need to get it published. Anyway, this is a very long explanation. I wasn't even planning on talking about this, but I was wearing the shirt. So I guess it is good to talk about. So it should be re-released relatively soon. I think we were aiming for, actually I don't want to say because I don't know, she told me, but I forget what she was aiming for. But yeah, so hopefully it'll be republished soon, and then it'll be back on Amazon and stuff like that. And on like barnesandnoble.com and everything. Anyway, I'm here. I actually have quite a bit to talk about. So first of all, I meant to update in the middle, but I basically did listen to this entire book today. I listened to Hench by, I just immediately forgot her name, by Natalie Zena Walscott. I listened to a little bit of it a few days ago and then just kind of binged it today because I had, at work, I drive a lot and I had a lot of driving today. So I got recommended this, I think, because I like superheroes and because my recommendation person said there was like a kind of a redemption arc. I don't really know where that redemption arc was because I didn't really see one. I don't know exactly what character she was talking about. It wasn't the redemption arc in my kind of sense of a redemption arc. Not that I'm saying she was wrong or anything, or he or she was wrong, but... And to be fair, I'm pretty sure they did say there was kind of a redemption arc, but not like a true one. Anyway, I'm getting really tied up in this redemption arc situation. I didn't really see that as much. However, I did really enjoy this book. It was very, like, oh my god. If you love The Boys, which I do, I've seen the first season, not the second, but I love the first season. If you love The Boys, read this book. This is like... it's not based on The Boys, but it almost feels like a retelling of The Boys in a way. I don't know if I mentioned what it's about. Let's talk about what it's about. It is, again, very similar to The Boys. This main character, she's working as a hench for a villain. Like a henchman, but they're called henches. They're like temp workers. Or I think they can have full-time positions as well for a villain, and she ends up getting injured by, like, the big hero. So I forget what his name is in The Boys. I just looked this up the other day. Who's the big hero in The Boys? Homelander. Basically think of Homelander from The Boys. He is the main big hero. He is, like, has super strength, and he has, like, imperious skin, is that the word I'm looking for? Impenetrable skin. And he, like, pushes her out of the way and destroys her leg. And it ends up just, like, crippling her, literally. And it ruins her life. And then she gets very invested in, like, the collateral damage that heroes cause. And she gets really involved with that. And then she starts working for, like, the main villain. So, this book was unlike anything I've ever read. I will say it is very much like The Boys, but I don't think it... I know I just said it feels like it's based on The Boys, but it's not like a copycat or anything like that. Like, this is its own thing. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed, even though I am a superhero person and I love, like, the justice for good and, like, fighting for good and all that, like, I love superheroes, I did really enjoy reading from this perspective of, like, you know, you think about, you know, heroes do cause collateral damage. Like, think about Man of Steel. I know everyone critiques that movie because Superman destroys the entire city, but, like, I don't know, it's just a really good conversation. It's like, I just really enjoyed, you know, looking at all of my favorite movies kind of from this eye. Like, oh, like, what damage were the X-Men causing, for example? Like, what damage are Marvel characters causing or the Avengers causing? And luckily, it's not like ruining any of those movies for me or anything. It was just interesting to think about. I really enjoyed this. The main character is like data analyst, and this book is told in a very data analyst way. It reminded me a lot of The Martian in a way. There was a lot of narrating and not a lot of scenes. So if that bothers you, I don't know, maybe skip this one. I think it really helped that I listened to it on audio because she was just kind of like telling me stuff in my ear. But yeah, not a lot of scenes, a lot of narration, and just her telling us the work she's doing in this world, which I found very interesting. Not a lot of character building. I'm not saying the characters aren't good. The characters are good, but there's not a lot of character relationships. And I mean, they try and make some, but I didn't really feel them as much because truly the point of this book, I felt, was explaining our main character Anna's work and what she's doing in this world to kind of fight back against heroes. And I found that very interesting. I think I literally just finished this book right before I started this clip. I think I'm going to rate it 4 stars. I was thinking about rating it 5 stars, but the ending fucked me up. I'm not going to go into spoilers, but I will say, because I think it's important, trigger warning for like body horror. Oh my god. I just truly was not expecting what happened in the ending, and it deeply disturbed me. I almost wish that I had read the Wikipedia summary and not, like, that's how strongly I feel about the ending. Like, it creeped me out. Like, I'm deeply unsettled. I feel like some body horror, I don't know where I'm going with this. It was just body horror, and I hated it. I'm probably going to have nightmares about it. It is just not my cup of tea. That definitely, if the ending had gone a different way, I think I would have rated this 5 stars, but that is absolutely docking a star. I mean, it's not the author's fault. It's just a personal thing, but I'm not going to stop talking about it because it is freaking me out. Anyway, also, so that's my thoughts on Hench. I guess I'm rating it. Did I like this more than Gideon the Ninth? I don't know. I think I'm going to put it under Gideon the Ninth because that one just had the most immaculate vibes, even though I didn't understand what was going on. So I guess my top 3 right now are Sorcery of Thorns, Gideon the Ninth, and Hench. So I'll do my whole ranking at the end of this video so I don't have to make a bunch of them. But yeah, anyway, this clip's already super long, my apologies, but I also conveniently just got in my email that my new TBR recommendations are ready, so I'm going to react to those with you, and I'll just screenshot it because I think it's just one little I don't need to screen record it because it's not like a big long email or anything like that. So I'm about to log in. Woohoo. Unlike last time, I have no idea. I did not look at these. Oh, they're right here. Okay. I recognize 2 of these books, and I don't recognize another one. Let me take a screenshot, and then I'll read the little recommendation. One of them, I'm worried, because one of them is The Maidens by Alex Michaelides, and my best friend just read that book and said it was terrible. I've heard people either love it or hate it, and she did not like it at all. All right. Let's see. Welcome back, it says. You want to read more dark academia, supernatural characters, and some lighter, fun fantasy books. You also enjoy reading some nice romance stories. This is all true. Luckily, I will say I haven't read any of these books, so kudos to them. All right, The Maidens. So The Maidens, from my understanding, is this dark academia thriller about this girl who, it says she's a therapist, who is convinced that this professor is a murderer. And he has like a secret society called the Maidens, but I've heard that the Maidens are barely in it, so people are confused about why it's called that. I will say my best friend did say it's kind of fun to read because it's memeable. I don't know if I'm going to read this one. I'm definitely going to read one of them because that's what I said I would do, but we'll see if I'm interested. The next one is called A Master of Jinn by P. Jelly. I don't know. P. Clark is what we're going to go with. Let's see. You wanted to read more upbeat fantasy books. Yeah. Angels. I do like that. It says there's angels in it. 1920s Cairo, Jesus. It's basically, it sounds like a murder mystery and a fantasy 1920s Cairo, which sounds very interesting. I will definitely look that up after this. And then I've heard of Wicked Fox by Cat Cho before, and they're recommending this to me because I like The Shadow of the Fox, which is true. I fucking love Shadow of the Fox. Oh, but the similarities pretty much end there. I don't know. I don't know if I'm interested in Wicked Fox, and I don't know if I'm interested in the Maidens, but I will look up A Master of Jinn, and maybe that will be the one I read, because that sounds super interesting, and I haven't heard of it before. So, that's exciting. So, I think that will be the end. Okay, I guess I'll research that book, and then I'll make a decision about what the last 2 books of this video are going to be. So, be right back. Okay, I'm back. I think I have a game plan. So, I just put, I already forgot the name, Master of Jinn, I think that's what it was, on hold at my library. My phone library doesn't have it. I was hoping for some audiobooks because that's all I've had time. That's how I'm reading these days because I have no time to physically read. But I will have to make time for this library book. Oh, Peep. I have a bunch of stuffed animals on this beanbag. Peep, a turtle. And I think I'm going to try Wicked Fox by Cat Cho. I've never really had much interest in it, but I kind of, why not? Why not try it? I had great success with Shadow of the Fox, and then I tried to read a similar, like, Japanese-inspired anime-esque book called Seven Deadly Shadows, which was ass. So, you know what? Maybe this one, I don't think it will be. Nothing will live up to Shadow of the Fox. That trilogy is so good. But maybe it will still be good. Plus, Crescent City doesn't have an audiobook. That's the other one I would potentially read. And it's just a million years long. And I just read Throne of Glass like last week. Actually, I think I finished it this week. I feel like I'm going to tackle that. I reread Throne of Glass in preparation to tackle the rest of the series. Because I've read the Aka. I just looked like such a little nerd right there. I've read all of the ACOTAR books, but I have not read all of Throne of Glass. I've only read the first one, now twice. So I think I just want to tackle that series, and then when I'm all done with that, then read Crescent City. So yeah, that's my reasoning. Those are our final 2 books for this whole adventure we embarked on. I've had a ton of fun. I can't wait to read these last 2 books. Hopefully it'll be fun. All right, have a great night, and I'll update you when I've done something with either of those books. All right, good night. Hello, long time no see. I haven't updated this vlog in a bit. I was trying to think of what video I think is going to get posted first. I don't think it will be this one because I'm having trouble getting Master of Jinn from the library. Like, I put it on hold, and I've checked, like, the hold section of my library, like 2 or 3 times, and it's not there. And then I, like, go check and see if the book has just been, like, put back on the shelf, and then it says it's missing. So I don't know what to do about that. But I do have an update because in the meantime, I started Wicked Fox by Cat Cho. This, I think I talked a little bit about this in, like, when they were giving me, like, the recommendation. It's about this girl who is a 9-tailed fox. I don't remember the actual name. Gumiho? I think that's how they pronounce it in the audiobook. She's a 9-tailed fox, essentially, and she has to, like, kill somebody once a month in order to, like, stay alive. And then there's, like, she goes to high school and, like, meets a schoolboy and they fall in love. It's definitely not a bad book. I am enjoying. I thought this book was about Japanese mythology, but it's actually Korean mythology, which is really cool. I'm really happy about that. But it's not bad at all. It's entertaining. It's fun. But, like, it is more like a rom-com than, like, a fantasy adventure story. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's really about, oh my gosh, I'm used to the audiobook saying their names in my brain. It's about Mi-young and Ji-hoon, and it's more about their love story than anything fantasy involved. Like, I'm about halfway through, and we're finally getting to some more fantasy stuff, but it's been pretty slow going up until this point. And that's not bad, especially if that's what you're looking for. And Mi Young, she watches a lot of K-dramas, so I understand what the author's going for. It's supposed to be like a K-drama, but I haven't seen any K-dramas, so I don't really have anything to like pull from. And like, I just wasn't expecting it to be so contemporary, because like I said, it's like hardly any fantasy has happened. And I got recommended this. Actually, let me go grab it. So y'all, sorry, I just sat on a bag. It's fine. I got recommended this book because one of my favorite books ever is Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa, which is, oh my god, it's Japanese mythology. I'm like 95% sure. I just want to make sure I have that right. It does not say in the blurb, but I will look it up. I'm almost 100% sure this is Japanese inspired. They're in like a feudal Japan, very anime-esque. Like, if you like anime, you will like this book. And I got recommended Wicked Box because this is one of my favorite books. And they could not be more different, which they did say in the recommendation letter that they were different. I'm like, that is true. But I'm like, why would I get recommended it then? Like, is it just because it is, like, it's not even the same mythology? I guess, I mean, the main character in this is a nine-tailed fox as well. So I guess it's similar mythologies, or like some overlap in different mythologies. But I don't know, they're just very different. This is 100% an adventure story. Lots more action, lots more like creatures. The main male character is a demon, has a demon in his sword. He's not a demon. There's a demon in his sword. And like there's a lot of conflict there. I just feel like there's a lot more action and conflict in this than there is in Wicked Fox. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy contemporary every now and again, but it's not, the romance isn't strong enough for me to, be like totally satisfying me. I needed that fantasy adventure element to enjoy it more. So right now I'm really feeling like a 3-star vibe. It's fun to listen to as I like go about my day, but it's just So I'll keep you updated. Hopefully I can get Master of Jin soon. I'll go back to the library sometime this week and just be like, hello. So hopefully I can get it. I'm hoping to finish this sometime this week. I can't imagine it. I listened to a bunch of it today, so I can't imagine it taking me that much longer to read. It's pretty fast. So that is my update. I feel like I stumbled my way through this update, but I will cut out all of the awkward parts. So, cool. Bye. So y'all, I've been listening to this book today as I'm driving around. I don't like it. I mean, it's fine. Like, it's fine. I look stupid with my one AirPod. It's fine, right? But I just don't like. Let me start over. I'm very tired. So I'm gonna spoil part of this book. So if you don't want to hear about spoilers, I'll just keep text on the screen that says spoilers and take it off when I'm done talking about this. So the main character is a nine-tailed fox, and she has to like feed on people once every month, like kill somebody basically to survive. She'll die if she doesn't do this. And all this, there's something that goes wrong where Ji-hoon is the love interest, and her mother, the Mi Young's mother, the nine-tailed fox's mom, is mad at her for hanging out with Ji-hoon because he's a human and she doesn't want her to get close to him. So her mom's like, I'm gonna kill that bitch. So she does. She kills him. But Ji-hoon lives with his grandmother because his parents aren't in the picture. And his grandmother's like, yo, girl, I know you got powers, so like, hold on, somebody's outside. Sorry, I'm back. Let me take my sunglasses off. It's getting dark because of daylight savings. It's so dark. It's only like 4 p.m. Anyway, yeah, so his grandmother is like, save my boy. And so she takes, because what she does to kill people is she takes their gi, which is like their energy. So she takes his grandmother's energy and saves Ji-hoon, which I'm like, cool. That is what we want. But then she, like, yeets out of there because she's all depressed, I guess. I don't really fucking know. And then she abandons Ji-hoon for like 2 months. And then she comes back because they like have a dream where they're connected through, there's other shit going on that they're like connected. I'm not going to go into it. But she like goes back because she realizes that, so his grandmother doesn't actually die. She's just put into this coma, and she didn't realize that. So then Mi-young comes back to like potentially help his grandmother. But then like she's like the biggest bitch in the whole fucking world. Like, she doesn't tell Ji-hoon that it's her fault that, you know, his grandmother is in a coma. This bitch be lying the whole book. Like, I'm sick of it. Like, she's lying to her mom. I don't know why her mom still trusts her at this point. She keeps being like, yeah, it's fine that you can stay home alone. I know you're going to do the right thing now, even though you've continuously lied to me this whole fucking book. But whatever. She doesn't tell Ji-hoon that, you know, it's her fault. Which, you know, I get, whatever. She doesn't want to be pissed off at her. But this whole sequence just happened where he's all upset that, like, because she keeps trying to help and it's not working, and he's like, I can tell you're keeping something from me, like, just tell me what it is. And she's like, you know what your problem is? You're just upset because, like, or, like, he's like, is it something with my, because Ji-hoon thinks that Mi-young's mom hurt his grandmother, so he's like, talk to your mom, like, she can help. And Mi-young is like, there's nothing wrong with your grandma. She's just old and mortals die. And I was like, oh, Jesus. And then Ji-hoon obviously gets very upset hearing that remark and, like, claps back. And then she slaps him in the face. And I was like, what? And then he feels all bad. And he apologizes to her, and she doesn't apologize to him. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Literally, she has no consequences. There was also this whole other sequence where she, like, attacked him in the woods because she was, like, really hungry and, like, losing control, which is, like, I love shit like that. Like, show me that, like, one of the character, like, trying to bring the other character back. Love that shit. Except it was handled poorly because this scene happened and they never addressed it. Ji-hoon was never like, wow, that was some crazy shit. Mi-young was never like, I'm sorry for almost fucking killing you. I'm like, what? I'm just mad. I'm mad. Mi-young's making me angry. I still gotta work more, so I'm gonna keep listening. I'm really close to the end, so yeah, I just thought I would update when I was, like, thinking about all of this, because I knew I would forget. But yeah, so it's not going well. Not going well. Hello, everybody. I'm here briefly in the workday to tell you about Wicked Fox, which I finished 2 days ago. It was okay. Most of the problems I had with it, I already ranted about in the last clip. The other issues I had is just the pacing was really strange. Like, I felt like there wasn't a lot going on until, like, the tagline of the story didn't even happen until, like, the last 25%, and even that, like, dragged. Like, I just felt like the plot was so slow, and it was just okay. I know the lady said it was nothing like Shadow of the Fox, but I like Shadow of the Fox so much more. So if you're looking for, but you shouldn't compare them because they're two totally different books. Literally the only thing in common they have is that both female main characters are nine-tailed foxes, and even that is handled so differently. Like I said, I still haven't looked it up, but I'm pretty sure Shadow of the Fox is Japanese mythology and this is Korean mythology, but I will double check that before posting this video. But it was totally different. I don't really understand why I was recommended it based on that, because even, like, they were just totally different stories. Anyway, I gave it 3 stars. Like, there was nothing bad about it. I just didn't really vibe with the pacing or the characters of the story. It just wasn't for me. And Mi-young bothered me a lot. I will not be reading the sequel. Anyway, so I only have one more book before I complete this whole series, except I was going to read Master of the Jinn. And I've been trying to get it from my library, and it's literally missing. Like, I put it on hold, and it's vanished into the void. Despite the fact that my email apparently can't handle this man's name, my library finally has this book. It was lost, and they found it. So I'll go pick it up later today. Hooray! Anyway, that's my update, and I will update you further if something else happens. Bye. Hello, everyone. It's been a while. Ignore the terrible pimples I have right here. It's fine. So, yeah, it's been a while because I actually had to return Master of Jin to the library and I had to re-put it on hold. And I only just got it back like a week ago. So, and I'm already behind. I need to, like, read this so that I don't have to return it again if it gets put on hold. I'm about, like, 100 pages in. Like, it's not bad at all. I'm enjoying it. Like, the characters are fun. It's sapphic, which I didn't know, which is fun. The dialogue is fun. But I think maybe because there's so much world building going on, like, I keep getting so sleepy when I read it. I feel awful because it's not a bad book. But yeah, I keep getting sleepy and, like, missing stuff and, like, having to go back and reread it. And so now I feel like I'm all, like, jumbled about what's going on. So that's not good. But I'm trying my best. I almost abandoned this video because of the trouble I went through to recheck the book out. But I do want to read it. Like, it is interesting and fun. And also not something I would normally pick up. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, I'm about a third of the way through, I want to say. And I really just need to buckle down and read it. So I can finish it before I have to return it. And also post this video that's been in the making 5 ever. I was so good. I read all these books in a row. And then I kind of dropped the ball on this one, but that's okay. I posted some other videos in between. So yeah. All right, that's my update. And I don't know if I'll update in between finishing TBH. So I'll see you soon. Bye. Listen. Oh, let's just get snuggled up here. Listen. Ow, I just hit myself in the lip with this. Y'all, I've never experienced this before. I literally, every time I try and read this, I just get drowsy and nod off. I feel so terrible because it's like, it's not bad. I just don't think it's for me. Like, there's so many that went in my mouth. Oh my god, I can't. Can I just be comfy and hold this? I'll hold it like this. Okay. There's just so many. It's like supposed to be a mystery, but like there's literally so much going on that anything they throw at me, I'm like, yeah, okay. Every character, I'm like, yeah, all right. Like the big mystery. Why does this keep landing in my mouth? Oh my god. The big mystery that they just like solved, because I have like 60 pages left. I was like, okay, because we don't see the characters long. There's so many characters that we don't see any of them long enough to be able to like guess at like who done it. Like, I just am confused about like the genre of this book. Like, it's a mystery, but I don't think it's done very well. Like, it's a fantasy, but like there's so much. Like, I feel like I don't understand. I feel like I don't understand anything going on. I don't know if it's the writing style or the world building. Something is not connecting, clearly, because I just cannot get into it. I've been reading this forever. I just feel so terrible because he's Nicaraguan, I think. Oh, wait, raised? Okay, no, he's American. It says he was born in New York, raised in Houston, spent formative years of his life in Trinidad and Tobago, the homeland of his parents. So, like, I'm trying very hard to read more diversely because, like, all my favorite books are by white people, and, like, we gotta change that. But this is... I don't think it's bad. I think certain people will like it, but I just feel like there's a huge disconnect for me that I'm just not connecting with the world, not connecting with the characters. I feel like it's all very jumbled, so nothing makes sense. I keep forgetting who's who. There's too much, and I don't really care about anybody, so I don't care. There's some cool ideas, but nothing's really fleshed out, because, like, I feel like this man wanted to make a 10-book series, but he got one book. Like, that's what it feels like. There's literally so much going on. Like, I want... It's all plot and, like, no character moments, and that makes me sad because I love character moments, but this book is literally all plot. Anyway, so close to the end. I just keep falling asleep. I feel terrible, but it's almost over. Okay. Check in with you when I finish. I'm gonna go sleep now. All right, party people. I watched my Olympics for the night. I made a TikTok. Follow me on TikTok. Oh, here's my Valentine's Day giraffe. She's chilling on the bed. I've read some of my friends' writing that I've been putting off. I've done all that, and now the time has come to finish this damn book. Oh my goodness. I have an old reading sprint thing queued up because I never do reading sprints. I feel like I should more often. But yeah, that is what I got. About 30 pages of this left, and the reading sprint is 30 minutes, and hopefully I finish it. So I will see you in 30 minutes. All right, everyone, join me in Shampoo. I did it. I finished this book. It took me so long. I feel terrible, but this was just not for me. I've never, I mean, I don't want to say never felt such a disconnect, because obviously books that I dislike, I feel disconnect with. But for a book that I did not hate, I've never felt such a disconnect. Like, I just totally was not invested enough to stay awake. I know that sounds so bad, but this book just, I guess the best way to say it is it did not keep my attention. I don't think it's bad. I think there's definitely an audience for this book. I feel like this is a little bit similar to City of Brass, which I'm still interested in. So I'm going to try again with the whole Egypt and Jin situation. I don't know. Part of it is it wasn't for me, and part of it is I truly feel like the characters were, like, so one-dimensional because the author chose to focus on the world and the plot, but the plot also, like, it was very, like, repetitive. Like, our characters would go and talk to somebody, and then they would go and talk to somebody else literally the whole book. That was the entire book. Like, and I wasn't invested in any of the relationships or the characters because they just felt very one-dimensional to me. Though there was a romance, but it was established pre the start of the book, so I wasn't invested in that because there was no tension. They just liked each other. I don't know. There was just the character relationships just were the same the whole book, and nothing changed or developed. The characters stayed the same the whole book. Like, I guess what I'm realizing is that the book was the same the whole time. So maybe that's another reason I didn't really enjoy it. I'm still giving it 3 stars, maybe 2.5. I don't know. No, I don't know. Because I see the merit. I mean, there's so many creative ideas, and oh my god, so many creative ideas. And I liked the writing. It wasn't for me. So, you have made it to the end of this series I've made. I know it took me forever because of this book to finish it, but I'm going to pop a picture of my ranking on the screen right now. I can't, it's like midnight right now. I have to be up in like 7 hours. Actually, that's not too terrible. I can't remember any of the books, but I know my favorite was Sorcery of Thorns from this whole experience. I think Gideon the Ninth was my second favorite, but, like, I'm so sorry. Sorcery of Thorns is, like, up here, and Gideon the Ninth is, like, a little further down. But yeah, so this was kind of a big fail, because I ended up not liking a lot of them, unfortunately. But I had a lot of fun making it. I think my next video adventure is going to be reading more low-rated books on my TBR. I know it's going to take me a while, but these videos are kind of for me anyway, because not a lot of people watch them. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great night. Me and Shamu wish you sweet dreams. Good night.